Cooking like a pro does not mean you have to master complicated, five-star recipes. It simply means mastering the basics. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are breaking down the 5 essential kitchen skills every single beginner needs to know. These simple, time-saving habits will completely change the way you cook, protect your fingers, and build your confidence from scratch. Let us start with skill number 1, the foundation of everything.
Hold it something like this. While it technically looks right, this is wrong. You must instead pinch your pointer finger and thumb around the base of the blade, then wrap your remaining fingers around the handle itself. This allows your knife to become an extension of your arm and hand and gives you far more control when cutting anything. Now, when it comes to actually cutting with it, simply practice a nice rocking motion with your knife. This is the way you want to cut. Not straight down, not hacking at anything, just clean and simple forward motion. Let's say we're cutting a cucumber here. You'll place your fingers in a claw like this, where that frontmost finger will be used as a guide. Notice that all my fingertips are fully protected since they're tucked in and pointed inwards. Now we can bring this all together at once to start slicing this cucumber. As you can see, my front middle finger is being used as a guide, and with my other hand, I tuck back my fingertips in that claw shape to make sure I'm protected and have a nice guide. Like most things in life, this all comes down to practice and muscle memory, which is exactly why I can cut this cucumber with my eyes closed. But I don't recommend you do the same.
How to dice and fine dice an onion like a pro. Start by getting an onion. It doesn't have to have the papery skin removed like mine. This is just how they come where I buy them. Slice in half through the root end. Lay onto the flat cut sides and take off the tops. Then peel off the outside layer of flesh. This is one of the most important steps. This layer is a little dry and leathery and tends to burn when cooking. But don't waste it. Throw it in your freezer with the other bits of vegetable trim and save it for a stock. Rotate the onion so the root is facing away from you. Then, slicing in the same direction as the lines of the onion, start to slice across but not all the way through to the root like this. Spin 90 degrees and make 2 horizontal cuts into the onion. This step isn't 100% necessary, but it does give you a more uniform dice in the end. Pinch the onion together and slice across that until you get to the end, which gets a bit wobbly. So lay that onto the other flat side, which is a lot more stable, and continue slicing. Then make a slice coming off from the root and slice across that until you have just this little piece of root remaining. Save that for stocks as well. I would use this dice for stews, soups, rustic tomato sauces, onion jams, all sorts of things. Now onto the fine dice. The process is exactly the same, just with finer cuts. So, following the lines of the onion, start to slice across. Notice how I'm using my fingers as a guide by moving them back across the onion and not pushing the onion through to chop it. I see a lot of people chopping like this online, and it's an easy way to lose a fingertip. Now make some horizontal cuts in. This time I'm doing 4 cuts. Once again, this is optional, but it does give a much more consistent result. You always get some bits that fall out. Just put them to one side and chop them separately. Pinch together and start to chop across, just making more cuts to get a finer dice. When it starts to get a bit unstable, flip it onto the flat side and continue slicing. Then make some more incisions up to the root and slice across that until you have just the same piece of root left. And that's a fine dice, perfect for risottos, delicate sauces, salsas, and plenty more.
Did you forget to take the butter out of the fridge and you need it to bake? I've the hack for you. You need a bowl and boiling water. So you pour boiling water into your Pyrex, it's hot, or a ceramic bowl, and let the bowl warm up. Then you take it and just be careful, tip it out. Now, just pat dry your bowl, but move quickly with this because you want to keep this bowl warm. Turn it over the butter like that. The residual heat in the hot bowl will gently soften the butter. Do not put the butter in the microwave because it melts from the inside out. Bad idea. This is how you do it. For more cookery tips and hacks like this, give us a follow.
You need to know these tips when you're cooking with spices. Season first and often. What to do if you oversalt. Timing is very important. And finally, you need to consider surface area. To best layer flavor, continually add spices. Heat during the cooking process changes the taste of spices over time. Adding throughout cooking adds more layers of flavor. If your food is too salty, add in an acid, such as vinegar, lemons, or a tomato product. It's not going to remove the sodium from your food, but it will help neutralize any overly salty flavors. Timing is huge. Some spices should go in at the start of cooking and others at the end. If you want a spice to contribute more to the base flavor, add it in earlier. If you're trying to get more potent, zingy notes of a specific spice, add it in towards the end. This is where experimentation can come in. Finally, consider the surface area. You're going to generally need more seasoning for vegetables than slabs of meat. No hard and fast rules here, just something to keep in mind. These tips might be basic, straightforward, or obvious, but they are going to make a huge difference in your cooking. Enjoying our spice content? Follow us for more.
This is what deep cleaning looks like after a luxury restaurant closes. Many people think they just mop the floor and call it a night, but in a real professional kitchen, the work is far from over. After the guests leave, the kitchen team stays behind. The stove, the counters, the corners, the walls, and the floor all get cleaned again. This is especially important in restaurants with open kitchens. During the day, customers can see the work area clearly, so there can't be grease marks, water stains, or any strange smell. Stainless steel surfaces have to be wiped until they shine. The exhaust hood can't be covered in oil. Even the rubber seals around the refrigerator have to be checked because dirt builds up there easily. And here is the detail many people miss. Kitchen towels cannot be mixed. A towel used for the stove cannot touch the prep counter. A towel used for the table cannot be used on the fridge. This is not about being picky. It is about preventing cross-contamination. When the cleaning is done, brushes, spray bottles, towels, and mops go back to their place and get disinfected. A truly professional kitchen doesn't wait until everything looks dirty. The cleaning is split into small tasks. Everyone handles one area. In about 30 minutes, the kitchen can be reset. That is why the next day can start clean, safe, and ready for service.